In this video, you're going to learn all about the micro-communities that make up Gig Harbor, Washington.
Our local MLS breaks these communities up into areas that realtors refer to as 1 through 9.
Yep.
If you'd like to learn more about Gig Harbor, make sure to subscribe to our page.
Yes. Key2See here. We're in downtown Gig Harbor, actually on the harbor today, which is MLS area number 1.
Yep.
Gig Harbor actually got its name, really cool fact. Yeah. Back in the day, they would park their fishing boats out in the open water because the harbor was too tight and the tides were too drastic. So they would then bring their gigs, dinghies, smaller boats, whatever you call it, skiffs, thank you. They would pull those into the harbor during storms or when they would need to come on land to get supplies. So that's how it got the name Gig Harbor. So the downtown area has most of the touristy vibe of our whole Gig Harbor area. Lots of little shops, restaurants, galleries.
Mm-hmm. It still has a ton of history too. Mm-hmm. So back in the early 1900s, it used to be the most successful fishing fleet on the West Coast.
That's really cool.
There's still 17 net sheds in the harbor.
What's a net shed, Siege?
It is a shed where fishing boat captains would go and keep their nets, mend their nets, keep all their gear, and just check in and out before and after their fishing trips.
That's right. And how many net sheds do we have here in the harbor, Siege?
There are still 17.
Yes.
There used to be a lot more, but 17 is still the largest number in all of Puget Sound. And there's still between 17 and 20 per seine still fishing out of this village.
That's very cool. A couple of the net sheds have been converted into personal. They've been bought as, so it's like they have little party rooms down on the water. One of them is a restaurant now, net shed number 9 to be exact.
Well, there's a few still operational.
There are still a few operational, that's right. Yeah.
When my family moved here from Bellevue 6 years ago, we had the coolest opportunity to rent a house right on the water in downtown Gig Harbor.
Right over there.
Right over there. Little did we have any idea. We're like, well, this will be pretty cool. It was amazing. We were going to stay 10 months. I think they had to kick us out after 2 years because why would we go anywhere? This is awesome. Part of that is the walkability. Being able to walk out your front door and go to restaurants and shops was so fun. The sidewalk system that runs all the way through downtown along the water kind of really connects uptown and Gig Harbor North.
Well, it does through the trolley.
Through the trolley, it does. And there's a lot of people who make it a running route and walking route. And I know plenty of people who bring their dogs, park their car to walk their dogs through here. So it's just got a wonderful feel.
It is a great experience living down in the harbor. There's also great moorage down here. The most marinas obviously are down here on the harbor for mooring your boat. And then a really cool fact, this is very interesting actually. The county and city is divided directly down the middle of the actual harbor. So county side, you are allowed to do overnight moorage. City side, you are not. So when you're driving down the middle of the harbor, you'll see people kind of scattered on the left-hand side, overnight anchoring, but not on the right-hand side. There's also a couple public docks. Great place to just hop off, go grab a bite, go grab a beer.
Right behind us is Lee's stand-up paddleboard where you can rent the kayaks and the paddleboards, and there's also the other service that takes you out under the bridge.
Oh yeah, Drohan's boat.
Thank you.
Boat tours.
Yes,
that's
and that
very
is so
cool.
fun.
Yeah,
I love it when you go out under the Narrows.
Yeah.
So those are right behind us.
And then another really cool thing about the harbor that helps maintain its original vibes, like the fishing village vibe, is they don't allow any chain restaurants here. So it's all locally owned, and it just keeps that feel that I don't think will ever go away.
It really is cool. Restaurants, shops, coffee shops, everything is all locally owned. That's really neat.
We have Heritage Distillery downtown with a tasting room, and then there's Seven Seas just has a new
Brewery.
one, and it's on the water, right next to the historic Tides Tavern.
Yeah.
There's a lot of mainstays and some really new restaurants and shops popping up as well.
Yeah. We should probably talk about the canoe club.
Oh, absolutely. So Nevin Harrison, gold medal Olympian in Tokyo, she counts Gig Harbor Kayak and Canoe Club as her home team. So we get to kind of claim her as ours, which is pretty wonderful. It's fun to see her compete.
They built a really neat facility for them a few years back. And it's just over here on the right-hand side where they can store all their canoes and kayaks. We get to watch them out our office window every morning practicing up and down the harbor. So they've become very world renowned.
They're a national presence for sure.
They're
They're always at the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, the team does very successful nationally, and then of course Nevin and her gold medal. Well, that concludes downtown Gig Harbor. Those were just a few things that we love about our darling town and Area 1 of Gig Harbor. If you're looking for some more information, you can always give us a call.
Or you can check out Gig Harbor Chamber of Commerce. They have a really wonderful website with all the events and happenings.
They do. There's lots of fun stuff coming up. Always.
Always.
See you next time.
See you later, guys.
Thanks.
Key2See here. We are in Key2See here. We are in downtown Gig Harbor, which is also God bless America. Downtown Gig Harbor, actually on the harbor today, which is NW. So the downtown area has kind of the most touristy vibe of all of Gig Harbor. I don't know what to say after that, so I gotta. That pretty much concludes the downtown Gig Harbor. Not the downtown Gig Harbor.